something happening here. But what it is ain't exactly clear. There's a man with a gun over there, telling me I got to beware. I think it's time we stop, children. What's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. There's battle lines being drawn. Nobody's right if everybody's wrong. Young people speaking their minds are getting so much resistance from behind. It's time we stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. What a field day for the heat. 1,000 people in the street, singing songs and carrying signs, mostly say hooray for our side. It's time we stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Paranoia strikes deep into your life, it will creep. It starts when you're always afraid. Step out of line, the man come and take you away. We better stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. We better stop now. What's that sound? Everybody look what's going. We better stop. What's that sound?
I had other things to say about banning assault weapons. Many people have said that. We all agree. I also believe that there's no need to have teachers with weapons in the classroom. I had many things to say about that, but I'm going to get on to my third point. What I'd like to do is to address the young people here today, many of whom I've taught or are currently teaching. If my father was among the so-called greatest generation, the children of that cohort of greatness has turned out to be the worst generation. My generation, the baby boomers, the generation that gave you the 3 worst presidents in the history of the Republic. You, the millennials and Generation Z, will inherit a world fashioned by my generation. Unfortunately, the world we bequeath you, we have largely destroyed. You will inherit a devastated environment, a corrupt political system, an unjust legal system, and a rigged economy. That is, if you live long enough to address the problems that we have created. You are being killed in unprecedented numbers because the political establishment in this country refuses to take substantive action. The politicians nationwide would rather protect the misguided ideology and the profits of lucrative businesses than protect you and your schools, in your places of worship, in the places where you work, or on the streets. To your credit, you have recognized that you must do something. That irrespective of what your elders or authority figures say or do, you must bring about a change in this country.
Yes.
Now.
That's right.
I applaud you. But I also want to put this moment, your moment, in context. This is a moment in time that does not come to every generation. Such a moment last occurred 50 years ago. In the spring and summer of 1968, I saw older members of my generation, college students mostly, rise up across the globe and challenge the political institutions that preserve power in the hands of corrupt and unapproachable leaders. In Prague, young people defied Soviet tanks and shook the Iron Curtain, one that would fall 20 years later. In Paris, the students blocked the streets and paralyzed the government and brought about a fundamental transformation of the educational system in France. And in the United States, college-age students prevented a sitting president from seeking re-election and helped bring about an end to the Vietnam War. I can still hear the students in Chicago at the Democratic National Convention chanting, "The whole world's watching, the whole world's watching," as the three major networks recorded Mayor Daley's policeman attack and savagely beat peaceful protesters. And in that moment, the students revealed to the world how the American political system had delegitimated itself. But the story does not end here. Because you see, once the Vietnam War came to an end, and the threat of the draft was over, many members of my generation withdrew into their narcissism. They later drew on their trust funds, scrupulously monitored their investments, retreated to their gated communities, and made contributions to their favorite PACs. And oh yes, some of them brought many of you into the world. And that's the world you're up against. A world awash with money that floods political campaigns and makes politicians beholden to who finances those campaigns. Why do you think the NRA can make politicians ignore what the overwhelming majority of Americans are saying about gun laws? Your representatives are owned by the NRA and Big Pharma and the Koch brothers, to name a few. It is true. Your voices expressed in votes can overcome the money of the NRA. Your tireless efforts to get voters to the polls will make all the difference in the world. You must do your research. Look at every official, state representative, state senator, congressman, and your 2 senators, and determine exactly where they stand on gun issues. You must determine who finances their campaigns, the organizations and the PACs. And you must expose these politicians again and again and again. In your case, you'll become familiar with the election laws and campaign regulations, with voter registration lists and how to register voters, with political party rules and how to become a convention delegate. And of course, how to speak to people who are older than you. Not through Facebook, or Snapchat, or Twitter, or whatever other platform is popular these days, but directly, face to face, so that you can listen to what they say and begin a genuine dialogue with them. And oh yes, there will be elections that you will lose, and there will be nothing to celebrate on those election nights. But like many of your grandparents before you will not give up. You will fight on. You will continue to organize and register more voters and get ready for the next election, the next rally, the next demonstration. And one day you will win this battle for gun laws that ban assault weapons, impose universal background checks, record all sales at gun shows, and so on and so forth. But such a day will not be an ending. No, it will be but the beginning. For you are leading the battle to regain control of our political process. You are holding politicians responsible and teaching them that they must reflect the will of the people. This is the challenge that history places before you. And I, for one, believe that you can meet this challenge. I believe in your intelligence, your exuberance, your youthful strength, and most of all, the basic human values you express every day. Values rooted in mutual respect and common decency. That phrase returns to me now. The whole world's watching. Yes, and today they are watching you. The hopes and dreams of the nation are in your hands now. Our collective future will be decided by your will and your perseverance. My father's generation succeeded. I hope and pray that you will succeed too.